Welcome to Tonight We Sip. I'm your host, Pretty Nikki, and today we're doing a special show. This is a lady show. I got some of my closest friends here, and we're gonna talk about things that a lot of people need to hear. My guests today are Rosie, the beautiful Rosie. We have Lala here, and then we have Miss Carmen. So today's topic is called Date 'em all, sis. So we're just gonna kind of go over what we think about that situation. But first, I want to introduce the drink of the week, which is today we just playing it cool, playing it safe. We got some little old fashions here.
See, that's looking fancy to
Yes.
me with the ball and the orange peel.
Oh, you like it? With the ice cube, the little ball? Okay. So, ladies, pick your drinks up. We're gonna, anybody got anything they want to toast to?
It's a great conversation.
Amen
Yes,
to
tonight
that.
we sip.
Yes.
That's
nice.
good.
Okay. Ooh, that's potent.
Yeah.
I like it.
Right?
Well, before we get started, anybody had anything interesting happen this week? Anything?
This week,
Interesting.
Yeah.
should have asked me that last week then, you know. I already had a story.
Well, I can say I had a story to tell, honey. I got into an accident, car accident.
Oh, goodness.
Some teenagers, some girl, she hit my car. My car flew up in the air, landed on the ground. I thought I was dead, but God had a different plan for me.
Yes.
She was good. Everybody came out the accident. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got anything. But it just made me like appreciate life more, pay attention to more things. Like I love everybody more now. Like I'm sure y'all have seen it since I seen y'all. Like, oh, I love you, Ryan. Yes, cause I thought I was dead. Real talk. So.
You didn't love me more. I haven't seen it.
Oh my God. Come here, girl. Come here.
You know what? I do have an interesting story.
Okay. Let me hear
So, we were out yesterday running some errands, and we stopped at, we were on our way to stop at the vape shop. And there was this kid coming off of the curb. I mean, he had a skateboard in his hand. So he paused, he waited, he looked both ways and everything, and we were like, come on,
Go ahead.
let's go in front of the car. And it was a back and forth. And he was like, no, you go. And we're like,
No, you
no,
go."
good, you go. Go.
Yeah.
He got an attitude with us because we wouldn't just
Are
go.
you serious?
So we finally went, at this point, 3 or 4 cars were now behind us.
Like,
So we finally go ahead and park, but we're backing in the parking spot, so he had to wait longer. So he's taking off on his skateboard, shaking his head.
Wow.
He gets down the driveway, and as soon as he hits the street, he wipes out.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
no.
Instant karma.
Yes.
There you go.
That's exactly what it
I
was.
chuckled just randomly
A little bit. It's not
for the rest
was
of
he
the
hurt
day.
like that?
No,
Oh,
he
okay.
wasn't hurt.
So I would have
He got
chuckled
up.
too. I would
He
have
got up
chuckled
and he got back on his skateboard and he went on his way.
Mm.
But the fact that you got annoyed because we were trying to be polite.
Yeah.
Right.
Shame
Should accept the
on
kind
you.
gesture.
Yes.
So yeah, that was my interesting thing.
Okay. Anybody else got anything? No. All right, so let's get to the topic then. The question for today is, do you think it's okay to date more than one man at a time, or should a woman date one person at a time to find what she's looking for?
The key word to that I feel like is dating. I'm not in anything committed, so why would I have to settle and date, give all of my time and attention to one person when I feel like when you're dating, men don't make their intentions clear.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
you can be dating him exclusively and he can be dating around.
That part.
So
Yeah.
how come I have to sit and date you only? I feel like dating is what it is. It's
Yeah.
dating.
I agree. And that's a waste of your time. So you spend 4 years with this guy and y'all just dating. And then y'all end up not getting married.
Yeah.
And you never dated nobody else to see if somebody else was more interested
Yeah.
than him. You wasted 4 years of your life.
I mean, I feel like this too. Like if you're dating, that means you're not in a relationship with anybody. So which means, so like you said, 4 years, obviously. If we're messing around for 4 years. We're in a
We're not just dating.
Yeah, that's a committed
After 4
relationship.
years.
That's still dating if he's not looking to marry you. And a lot of these men will keep you around for 4 or 5. Trust me, my past 3 relationships was 4 or 5 years.
We'll see.
All of those, and it was a waste of my time.
But see, that's a conversation to be had after the first year, because where are we going with this?
Yeah.
Because after a year and we're dating, you're not gonna date me for 4 or 5 years because I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah.
So why would I waste 2 years and knowing your intentions is not to eventually marry? And I'm not saying, oh well, maybe in 10 years we'll get married. Baby, I ain't got 10 years for you.
I really think only women over 30 think that way, because women younger don't care. They don't care if they with you for 4 or 5, 10 years. They don't need that commitment. But older women just like, come on now, what are we doing here?
I agree with Rosie.
You agree with what she's saying?
Well, and I think it depends on the mindset of that particular woman. If you're dating multiple people, then you got to have that mind. Your mind has to be in a place where you can date this one, that one, and that one. When you're focused on one, then you have said to yourself,
all your eggs in one basket.
"This is who I want to be with," and then it goes.
But
past
he don't have the
that.
intentions that you have.
Then that would need, like Rosie said, that would need to make clear. You need to make that
It's a
clear.
conversation to
Yeah,
be
that's
had.
that conversation.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say the foundational question is, what's your definition of dating?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Because
Okay.
you said,
Yeah, that's
well, we've been together 4 years.
Is
We're
that
not
dating?
married, so
Yeah.
that's still dating.
to me.
No,
To me,
if I've been with you for 4 years of my life, we're way
We're
beyond
way
the
past
dating
this,
stage.
right?
I
We're
get
gonna
that,
get real
but
bad.
Real bad at this point.
y'all
Now,
got that opinion. To me, is dating until he put a ring on your finger. Until he say, "Will you marry me?" You're still dating. You're still single. You think you're not single, but you're still single.
I get what you're saying, but I think you're using dating as a noun rather than as a verb. I'm using dating as a verb, as an action.
Okay.
Yes.
I get
Okay. So if we've been together for 4 years, in action, I'm no longer dating.
Dating.
that. I get what you're saying.
The
Yes,
title
yes,
you
yes,
may
yes.
give it is still dating,
Because
right?
I agree with you, because dating, I feel like it's being out there, going out with multiple people,
Getting to
trying
know
to trying
people.
to see if we're compatible and if we're gonna take it a step further.
Right.
Being with somebody even after 6 months, like, okay, we've been doing this for 6 months. Either we're
What's going
gonna
on?
put a title
Yeah.
on this
6
and
months is
exclusively.
around the
Yeah.
time where you need to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, like, is it gonna be exclusively, or we're gonna just keep doing this dating thing?
Well, if it takes that large of a lens to examine it at that point, is it worth taking much further? Because shouldn't you be organically transitioning into those phases of your relationship?
I'm
Should
gonna
it
tell
take
you,
a sit
today,
down,
I'ma tell
heart to
you.
heart conversation
I'ma
and be like,
tell
what
you.
are we?
Yeah,
It
that part.
shouldn't. It
You're
shouldn't.
right.
But I'm gonna say this as a woman who's been dating for the last couple of years. It shouldn't take a conversation, but if you're with somebody
Sometimes it's necessary.
and you're
It's
just
very
having
necessary,
fun
actually.
and everything is kind of whimsical and free flowing, if you don't have that conversation to say, hey, well, you know what, I'm kind of feeling you a little bit more than I was, last month. Let's
How do
try
you
to
feel?
figure
Do we
out.
feel the same
yeah,
way?
let's
Like,
try to
where we
figure
at?
out.
Right,
Because
right.
I have been in situations where I'm like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. For
And he's okay with it. I'm okay with it. But then after a while, feelings get involved. Maybe they don't get involved, and maybe just kind of let that fade away. We can be going hot and heavy for 3 months. You know what I mean? And there's still nothing there. It's just still fun. So that's why I say a conversation should be had to see how we're going to transition from us having this free-flowing, fun relationship to having actually being possibly committed to one another.
So more conversation of the path
Yes.
versus the title or
Yeah.
or our current
Exactly.
standing at that
Exactly.
time. We both know what's
What
going
it
on.
is,
on,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
can get with that then.
And then you have that upfront dialogue with some men. They like to be upfront and direct and say, hey, this is all I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is all I
And they'll
want
tell
right
you that
now.
too. And
they'll
it's up
tell
to you to walk away.
Yeah, it's
Hold on.
your
What
decision.
kills me with that
Yeah.
is it's up to you to walk away when a man tell you that. But because you digging him so much at that time, you just be like, all right, I can rock with it.
Yeah.
But once he gets to
Yeah.
loving you down.
Knocking on bullshit.
You just be like, oh, I really
Yeah.
don't want to deal with that no more because I really like this.
Yeah.
Man. And then that's when they be like, I told you when you met me.
Right.
I told you when you met me what was gonna happen.
Some women have that thought in the back of their mind that, well, let's see.
I think I can change his mind.
You know, the way we roll and the way we vibe with each other. I think that we can change this.
Yeah.
How you
The
feel about
beauty
that?
of that
Yeah.
though
What?
is, because I can speak on that situation, is when you do continue in that situation without those intentions, and it's just we just
you
cool,
just let it be what it
we
is.
just enjoy
Oh
each
my
other,
God.
and you just go with that without
Yes.
the I'm gonna make him love me. Guess
Yeah.
what? When it's natural like
When it's
that,
natural.
He
gonna
already
love
loves
you.
He gonna
Yes,
love you.
I get it.
That's the conversation I was just having, and I feel like when it's just a cool vibe, it's free flowing. They don't have anything to hide. They're more honest with you
Yes.
than about if they're
You've
going out
created
with
a safe
somebody,
space.
if you know, like with everything. And I found that to be, you know, how they say we should be friends before we commit to anything serious. And at my big age, I'm learning that.
Yes.
Because me having a friendship and just us being cordial and you being able to be comfortable enough to talk to me about what you got going on, even if you're going out with Sarah tomorrow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you see that, like you said, it's a safe space, and naturally it gravitates into, man, I really like you, man, you cool, like. And then I don't have to change you because you're changing yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, because he know what he like.
Yeah. It makes it easier. It's less work for you because you know how us as women are. We feel like we have to look a certain way and to present ourselves a certain way. But I'm like, this one of the boys. I'm gonna go ahead, you know, come as I am type situation. You
All
know,
the many sides.
yeah. And it just makes it so much easier. And I feel like it actually makes the relationship stronger. Just having that
Absolutely.
openness and that direct conversation, that raw conversation with no judgment.
You're absolutely
I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room, the double
elephant
standard,
in the room?
the double
Right?
standard.
Where's
No,
the
listen. The double standard, the double standard of the whole thing is men call us hoes. When you say
Sure.
date them all, sis, no, we trying to find our person.
Yeah.
We don't want to be stuck with one person for all those years. We're trying to find our person. So yes, date them all, sis, but men judge us for that.
Well, that's because they equate
they
dating
hoes.
with sex.
I'm about to say,
and you don't have to
you
have sex
took
with
the
these.
words
You
out
don't
my
have to have sex with these
Yeah.
men.
yeah, it's because you said date them all, not sleep with them all.
Yeah,
Date them
date
all.
them all.
But
See who
but
you
if you
like.
want to, then
It's
who
your-
are
do
you to
it.
tell me
Yeah.
anything different?
Yes,
Yeah.
two
Like-
consenting adults.
And if you have a problem with it, you're probably just not the man for me.
Hello.
There you go.
How about
Because
that?
you're insecure. And I had a very candid conversation about that like 2 days ago. And I was like, just because I'm dating doesn't mean I'm sleeping with everybody that that I'm dating. Like you said, if I wanted to,
It's
I
going
can
down.
because this is my body, this is my choice. Just like
Right.
you all, like men, can go and they can go on these. Oh, I took you to dinner. Let's go get busy. Like I can pay.
And
for
they
my,
automatically expect that because
yeah.
they pay for something.
Yeah. So you shouldn't have that double standard. Well, oh my God, you're seeing 4 people. That means you're sleeping on all of them. You're a hoe.
No, I'm just trying to find my.
I gotta
So
make
I'm
sure.
just trying to see who
I
you
gotta
are
right. I
and
gotta
who he is and which one I'm gonna pick from the 3.
Hello.
Dang it.
because it's when I said I was talking to a friend yesterday, Will.
Okay.
And he, I was joking, say, yeah, I had a date today that I missed. And he said, you had a date? He said, how you gonna have a date? I said, well, I can have 3 dates in one night, and you'll never know. How you gonna do that? So you got to time them right.
It's about strategy.
Hello.
It's possible.
You got to time them right.
You
And
gotta
he's
weigh
like,
things scientifically.
He's like, that's impossible because I'm gonna need all my time. I said, you don't get the time that I give you.
Period.
That's it. That's all.
But that's not being a hoe if you're not sleeping with them all.
I'm dating.
Even if you're sleeping with them all, that's not being a
It's
hoe.
still not being a hoe.
Now, do I disagree that we are held to a different standard and that's probably not going to change? No,
Never.
I don't disagree. What I disagree with is the fact that we give any weight to the men that think that if they're not the men that we want.
That's so right.
Just
so
bypass
right.
those
Just
men.
bypass those men.
Focus your attention
here,
on men that are like-minded, that are interested in what you're interested in, that have the same values. Like, these are not the things that are being discussed. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We going out to the movies, and we're going to get dinner, and we're going to have drinks and hear a live band. Are you having the conversations you need to be having to make this interaction as brief as it may need to be, so that you can focus your attention on what's better aligned for you?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's you're right.
Just a question.
I feel like us as women, we kind of slip into this thing where we feel like we can't ask those questions because it'll.
We see.
Yeah, I don't disagree because
It's detrimental that
Do
we
we
do.
see
very
manly
honest.
for asking those kind of questions? Like, should the men ask those questions? Because men try to make you feel
Do
like,
you
oh,
wanna
acting
know
like
the
a dude.
answers?
No, I'm saying,
If
dude,
you want to know the
I'm saying,
answers,
ask
then
the
don't
question.
wait.
Yeah.
Ask the
Trust
question.
me,
I
I'm
don't-
married, so I ain't been dating in
You
a
ain't got
long
no
time.
skin in the game.
But
Why are we
I'm
talking to
asking-
you? Why are we talking to you?
But that's why I invited y'all as my guests so they can hear what y'all got to say.
I don't think it's manly. I feel like even with this new generation of women who's proposing to men.
I
God.
do not like
Oh,
that.
no.
That's like a whole thing. That's a whole other topic. Anyway.
It's a catch-22 though, because we want some of these things, and some of them we're like, we need to leave that over there. So I get how they're confused, right? But
They are
at the
very
same
confused.
time, it's because we're not communicating.
And
Sorry
that's what I was about
sorry
to say.
cut
No,
you
you're
off.
fine. And that's what I'm saying. It's because we're not asking the questions, because we're too timid to actually verbalize what we want, what our expectations are.
Yeah.
And we get to this place where we feel like, well, if I be quiet, then maybe he'll like me more, and I can present myself as this person.
We
You know what
always
I
try to fit ourselves into
I
what-
probably
yes,
did.
into his standards. And
At
I'm
some
just like,
point, but
and I did too. But like I
it's
said,
unbearable at this point in life. I turned
Yeah.
40 and I was like, y'all, this is fuck it 40. I
Hello.
just need y'all to
I'm
understand.
gonna tell you, once
this
I
age-
From this day forward, I am
40, I felt the same
unapologetically
way.
me.
Yes.
But
And
You
I
gotta
will
be.
not
Yes.
quake in anyone's presence.
Right.
I think that it's about that particular generation, the generation that you're in, with a family concept or dialogue. When you have men that are raised by men, when that you have
That
men
part.
that are that have the values, that have had the model of what a marriage looks like, or how you date.
Right.
That falls over into what you're dealing with now. If he's had that, is he mature enough to and you see the signs of that, because he has shown you where he's come from. He's at least talked to you about it. And so that draws into, am I working with someone, am I dating someone, am I talking to someone who has had that model, who's had that example? If you find that you have that particular man that hasn't had that example, or you see different traits of him that show you, okay, all he has is his voice and that idea and that concept, or this is what we do as boys, and this is the conversations that we're having, then you get that dialogue from them. You don't hear the kind of conversations that a man is going to have with his son. Say, hey, this is what you do for a lady. You open her door. You plan the date. You take her out. You show her how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And when they're not receiving that, well, you get in, Charlotte, just get in the car, open the door. You're
we're
not
not-
gonna open the door for me.
We're not
You know?
reinforcing that
Yeah, well,
standard either, though.
That part.
because, and
You're
I was
right.
about to say that
Yeah.
women don't. I had a friend, and she used to. She dated a lot of men, different men. I felt like she was very insecure about herself, but like I told her, I said, you don't require anything from these men. You start talking. Oh, come over, I'll cook for you. I said, at one point I said, why are you always inviting me into your house to cook for you? Have them take you out. Talk, get to know these people before you come trying to be a wife to somebody you just met.
I'm gonna tell you why women do that. We always want to feel needed. We always want to feel wanted and needed. And even if it's not required from that man, we can't help but to be like that. To kind of cater to men just because we want that. Oh, babe, this and that. And that's our weakness. We have that. Not all of us. We've been like, some of us been through enough to know that that's not what you do.
Okay,
That
was my point. I was gonna make is we have to
some
learn
of
the
us been through
discernment to then
but some
do that in
women-
doses when it's deserved.
Yes.
Especially younger women don't know.
And I feel like
they want to be needed, so they gotta cater to them.
But like,
You
just
really
like
think
Miss
so?
Carmen was
I
just
feel
like
like more
see it-
independent.
I see it in so many.
just like Miss Carmen was saying, this is the same thing with women as with men. Your mother had to have shown you, like, this is how a man is supposed to treat you. Ain't no beeping the horn when I come down, call me and say, hey, I'm downstairs.
outside.
Like,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Okay, granted, you don't got to come to my door or whatever. Because I live in a apartment, I live on 3rd floor. I don't expect you to walk 3 flights of stairs to come get me. Like,
Be out of breath.
Don't. Like, you guys tired and sweating. Like, I understand, but like, don't come beeping no horn. I
Right.
expect you to open my door for me when I walk.
Okay.
Like, I will literally stand there.
I have a question though, because I noticed you said that your mother should be the one to teach you that. Was there a particular reason, maybe from your life experience, why you said your mother rather than your father? And I say that because I didn't have my father around to teach me those things.
Exactly.
Who I feel like should be the one. A man should
man
be
should
teaching
teach his
you
daughter,
how a man is supposed to
I
treat
agree
you
with that.
because there is a skewed perspective if it comes from another
a
woman.
Okay, and I did agree. I had my mom, and only my mom. But I feel like this, just like, again, like Miss Carmen was saying, as far as Nikki was saying about catering to a man and being like that, I feel like that's when your mother is supposed to show you, like, values and what you should be giving to a man in the dating before, opposed to, hey, I'm engaged, hey, we're married type situation. Because I'm giving you all of me on a dating status when, what the men say, what you bring to the table.
They better not say that
The
to me.
table talk. The table talk.
I'm
Let's
gonna
not
flip
get
the
into
table
it.
over.
We're not gonna
You
get
are
into it.
asking me what I bring to it.
I'm ready.
That's a whole nother.
You can take the table and gone on out my face. How about that?
And I really do feel like I am the table, like, genuinely. But I feel like my mom, I say this because my mom was an amazing mom. She was a single mother. She had 5 kids. She taught my brother. My brother is one of the most genuine, most chivalrous men I have ever ran across, and she raised him. And I say that, and she raised 4 girls. So she only had 1 son, 4 girls. And I say that because I model myself. There's a lot of things my mother did that I could never, like, handle as far as her relationship. But it's a lot of things that I took away from the way she carries herself, how she cares for not only us but the men she was dating and or in a relationship with. That actually made me who I am today. How I'm not, I can't just sit and be like, oh, you can't tell me I'm beautiful, and I'm like, oh my God, I swoon. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't,
Because you know you're beautiful.
it's
already.
not
You
that.
don't need
But I
that.
was raised by a mother who told me,
Oh, it was
you're
beautiful.
You need
Like,
more
she
than
So
that.
that's
you
not
don't need
gonna
validation
that's not gonna
from a
shake
man.
me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna take you to Miami." I'm like, "Oh my God, you taking me?"
I can take myself.
I can take myself. Like, you know what I
There
mean?
you go.
It's like, so that's why I said I feel like that's up to a mom to instill those standards at the very least of what you should and shouldn't be. Kind of,
She should be an example.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of women out here that don't have those types of moms.
Oh, say that again.
They don't
Yeah,
have
she's
those
so
types
right.
of moms, and in particular, I didn't have that type of mom. I love my mama. My mama is something else, but she didn't instill that in me, and my dad wasn't there, so I didn't have the dad. But I had models. My papa took me to church, and everybody's got that family member that will pull you up and say, "Come with me."
Snatch you up
And
say,
let me
"This is
tell
how
you
it's supposed to
something.
be." Yeah.
And this is what you do. And even though I didn't have a mom or dad, I had to, and it wasn't immediate. It wasn't over time. It wasn't those conversations. It was that pay attention to this. It was like, look what
This
they're
is
doing.
one you need to
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
And one thing I learned is conversation and talking is way better than you giving everything that you have of yourself to someone you are not sure about.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Talk it out. Don't give them all your cooking, all your your nurturing, all your care. It's going to get there if they're worthy of it, because you are worthy first.
Yes.
So that is It's in me.
She about to preach.
I'm about to preach. But I think that's so valuable that women understand that, have some reservation.
Yes,
You don't have to give them everything.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a
as
question.
much as you want to.
Yes.
I have a question on both of you all, kind of more piggybacking off of what you were saying about in the stages. You shouldn't be doing these things in the stages. And it's not more a question more so than it's a differing point of view. Is it what level you're at where you should or shouldn't do those things, or should we be more aware of who we're dealing with,
Who you're
and
doing
whether
it for.
or not
They are worthy.
Yes, it's
more
more aware.
deserving
Yeah, I agree.
of those
Yeah.
things. Because here's the thing: if it's me being my true self to
That's a good
be a
point.
certain way with you or to do certain things for you, then I feel like
You're
it's
doing it
more
'cause
up
it's
to
worth
me
it. Yeah.
to make sure that the person is deserving of
Yeah,
it
because it's
versus
worth it,
trying
yeah.
to figure out when I'm
When
going
I
to do
should.
this for this
Yeah,
person
you're
and
right.
Yeah.
and trying
right about
to
that.
hold parts of myself back from people.
Okay, and then this. Okay, so with me, I feel like this. If stages, but you won't even get to that stage with me if I don't even feel like you're worthy of me giving that to you.
Exactly.
We won't get past the talking stage. I will block. I won't even block you. I'll look at the phone.
Dang.
Like, why are you calling me?
Listen, I
I'm
thought
the
back
same
in my day, I was the cutoff
I got a
queen.
string of return
This
text.
right here is the
Like,
cutoff
why are you
queen.
calling? Why are you calling me? So it is like you said. It's if you're deserving, because you won't even get that part of me if I don't feel like you deserve to get that part of me.
I think we need to communicate more, ladies as well as ladies and gentlemen, back and
I
forth,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
And I think part of the problem is there are not enough of us that have healed and evolved enough to have that
To have that,
understanding
yeah, you're
that yes, you can be you
Yeah.
and give all of yourself to the person that deserves it.
Yeah.
So
But don't give it to them.
don't just give it to anybody and everybody
yeah.
just because they took you out to eat.
And
Right.
I love the fact that
Took you to Ruth
said-
Chris. Oh my God.
Yeah,
No,
I love
we're
the
not
fact that
doing
you
that.
Even if they take you, even if they take you to Paris. Okay.
Okay.
Better than
Really got some good steaks.
I love the fact that you said haven't healed, because so many of us endure our breakup and jump right back into something.
Or don't, and still don't work through the
The
shit.
healing.
And
You
I was
don't
about to
heal.
say,
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's shit.
yeah. So with my first,
Right.
my oldest two kids, their dad, bad breakup, whatever. I said at my young age of 21, I said I'm not gonna date anybody. I need to focus on me. I need to know what I want. So I stayed single for a year because I needed to refine myself outside of our relationship and to heal me, because had I not, I would have been going in that same circle.
Especially
And that's
when
not
you're-
all the way true.
Right?
That's a mature
Let me
thought
say
to
why
have
that's
at
not
21.
always true. I moved here to Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said with your first day, how you just want to heal, that was my main focus. Main freaking focus. And then a month later, after I moved here, I met Fred.
Mm-hmm.
And I still was like, so what? I met this guy. Like, I came here for a reason. I'm trying to clear my head, get my life together. All of this. But God, you think you got a plan for your life, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
God got a plan for your life.
God, you make a plan to God like
God stepped in and said, honey, this is your husband. You better not pass this up. I know you want to heal and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
haven't you
Fred
though?
stepped in and helped me.
Exactly. I was about to say,
Exactly.
yeah, and it's like you all, like in a relationship, you went through your ups and downs, you had your doubts and stuff like that. Walked away, came back type situation. But like you said, he was there to help you heal. That was what was for you was for you. That was made for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of us, again, we don't recognize that. And you were a little bit older than me when you met Fred and all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
But like me being that
You was 21.
being
Yeah.
young,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, honestly, I wasn't even supposed to be like, oh yeah, I'm about to heal myself. I was supposed to be like, girl, what party at? Right? So again, and then I still believe it just goes back to how you were brought up.
And I love that you said freedom, Lala, because the the freedom in being ourselves as women comes from, us being able to express ourselves regardless of who you are. So when we're dating these men and we're having these conversations, we get to a point, women get in limbo of this structure and plan in order versus just me being me. And you can't put 3 months, 6 months on being comfortable with someone. We cool, we vibe, and this and the other. What you want to do today? I put some fish on and some French fries, and we're gonna eat. And there's a comfort that you don't get that immediately in the first 2, 3, 4, 5 days, but it does come, and then that's where you make the decision as to.
That's when I'm like, okay, I can be me, and I can. I'm gonna give him what I'm capable of.
Listen, I got my cap on, and look, and my shorts and my flip flops. Come on in here and eat. And
see me with my eyebrows off.
I got my eyebrows off, all of that, or my eyelashes.
Take all that off, and you still look beautiful to him. You still look beautiful after you take off
with the bonnet on.
And they be like, Lord, I love you even more. Just looking at you like that.
And you were snoring so loud. It was just so cute. I was just watching.
I'm gonna ask y'all this. Have y'all ever woke up and saw y'all man just...
No, but I was showing the video later.
How long? Why are you staring at me like you're weird?
You're so beautiful.
You snore very loud, and you kind of dribbled a little bit, but I kind of took care of that
I got you.
I was like, okay.
And I'm a believer in organic chemistry, so I don't put a time limit.
It's hard to find.
I don't put a time limit on.
And then you think it is organic, but it don't be organic sometimes.
But that's where the conversations come from, the questions asked, because it depends on the questions you're asking. And then I read body language. If you can't look at me in my eyes when I'm talking to you, if you kind of fidgeting, what you lying about? Just give it something. And I've had so many men say, man, you one of the bros. Because I'm going to talk to you like I want you to give it to me real, give it to me raw. So I'm going to talk to you like that because I don't want to date the facade.
Right.
I want to date
the representative.
I was telling somebody, I said, the first year is you always date the representative. It's after that year, 6 months to a year mark when you get that true person. I don't want that. Give me that from the beginning because I'm going to give you her from the beginning. Either you like her or you don't.
Leave her.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I say I believe, because the way I am, like I believe in organic chemistry. You know, a lot of people these days like, oh, she texts me, I gotta wait 20 minutes before I text her back. Like, you're weird. If I have my phone, I'm gonna text you back.
The dots are showing up.
Why do you have to act like that?
The dots are showing.
No, I'm feeling her like that. So
thirsty.
Yeah, what made this time you say, I don't text back quick because I'm not thirsty? Girl, that phone in your hand, text that man because why? What's the point? But then you're like, oh, well, he playing games. No, ma'am. You're playing games.
You're both playing games.
Again, we're in our big age. Why are we playing games?
You know, freedom, right? But fear.
Fear.
Why we just
and look,
like,
girl.
That's some
and
real
look,
stuff
girl.
right there. You hear me?
I'm no saint, right? I've done some dirty deeds in my past relationships. I've not been the best person to some people before. I can be honest about that. But if you can be honest about that, first of all, you have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge that sometimes you fucked up too. Like it doesn't take away from any wrong anybody else has done, to you or that you were involved with, but sometimes we're the bad guy too.
Yes.
So you have to be accountable to that, first of all.
But
once you can be accountable to that, you can be yourself. You can be your true self. And once you're being your true self, do you know how hard it is to even entertain someone else?
You said something there.
Yes.
Their energy won't even be able to exist in your presence.
Yeah, because I have been like, oh, give me another moment to talk. That first,
It only takes three. It may take 3 takes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
Forget about
that's
it.
probably not gonna work.
And that's real because, like you said, when you I've learned to take accountability.
And when you do, you feel better.
I feel so much better, and I don't regret anything, because if you don't like me for who I am, and if I
you
get
ain't that
it ain't for you.
Yeah.
And if you can't take accountability for your actions,
But
why
that's
are we
scary.
Why are we talking?
That's the scary
So we're back
part.
to feeling,
But-
right?
yeah, exactly.
And then that also involves communicating.
Communicate.
So
The man shuts down.
people don't
They don't know how
understand
to
that even when
communicate.
you do communicate on a high level, the uncomfortable conversations are not any less uncomfortable. They are still uncomfortable as fuck,
Yes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But there's a resolve that for the end result to be the best result, this conversation just has to
be
happen.
there. Yes.
It has to.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you have that conversation, you realize it wasn't even
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Because you're having the conversation with someone that is on that same level as you as far as their energy and their communication and their transparency. So those conversations don't become less uncomfortable, but they do become easier to have.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that comes
I
with the
agree.
inner confidence of that particular woman. You know, are you confident enough to have those conversations and not be afraid to talk? To say what you want to say, to speak up for yourself. Not that you have to be defensive or guarded.
Or even
Just,
assertive.
assertive or aggressive.
Just come
You
and
know, just
talk
come and
say
talk.
what you
You
feel.
know,
Yeah.
if you can say that to your girlfriend, you can say that to your man.
Facts, but it depends on the man. So
Does it?
is the
Yes,
man
it
does
does.
it? Yes.
Yes.
Now
It does.
I agree.
again,
It does.
again,
Because you got all
this is
forms
personal
and shades of
experience. Some of it's
personality.
evolution.
Yes.
Some of it's evolution, but some of it is also the other energy you're interacting with at that point in your evolution, right? Because the person that I'm currently interacting with, like, it's weird how soft and as far as my manner
Everything
of
is.
speaking, and because I am a very out there young lady when I'm being, when I'm being communicative with people, and with him,
So is that? So I would
but
say
that's the energy that he gives off to me as well. It's very kingly. It's very deserves respect. It's
Yeah.
very so. Some of that is who you're interacting with, and here comes back to accountability, right?
Yeah.
You
Okay,
have to
okay, I
choose
see
not
what
to
you're
interact
saying.
with that person.
With that person.
You have
Right.
to be
Okay.
discerning of that energy, and then choose not to interact with that person that's going to take you out of.
so not necessarily you just having the conversation. It's feeling the other person.
Absolutely.
The type. What kind of conversation is my
What is this
vernacular?
conversation going to turn into, depending
The
on who
right
I'm
type,
talking to?
right?
Yeah.
Am I going to speak the way that you're speaking to me? Like you said,
Yeah.
kingly. Am I talking to
Mutual
king?
respect. It's
Okay,
about,
so yeah, I got that.
It's
I
about
understand.
mutual
Yeah,
respect.
mutual. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay, I
If
got
you're
it.
dealing with someone that's manipulative,
Ooh.
right? What could be a simple conversation
Gaslighting.
intended to be communicative
Yeah.
can turn into a whole argument. And if you don't have the discernment to no longer engage with that person,
Right.
then
Yeah.
you get to the point where you are afraid to try to have those conversations,
at all.
no matter how
I agree.
small or
Automatically
how
shut down.
big
I
they
agree.
may be, because the mindset is from jump, well, what's the point? Because all this is, it's going to be this
It
at the
doesn't
end.
Yeah.
So why
You
should
know
I
the end
even
results.
bother trying to
Yes.
have
I
this
think there's a
conversation?
level of maturity that some women they come into when you're dealing with that particular energy. That just stops.
Exactly.
You become the king, the queen of cutoff.
Hello.
That's where that steps in, because I don't have in knowing the value and the confidence that I have with myself. I'm not going to entertain that.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I've
I've
learned
learned
that.
that.
Right.
First, I
Right.
got
And
you.
see, in this experience for me, it's
Yeah.
before I learned that. It's before I learned that I can choose not to be here.
Yes.
I can see
Yeah.
you for who you are, forget what
Exactly.
potential, forget what I think you could be or what we could be or how good some times were or some things were. Like, who are you at your core? How do you interact with me? How do you receive me? What energy do you reflect back at me? Does your energy grow me? Does your energy
Great
and your
question.
interaction
Yeah.
make me any
Great
better?
question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great question.
Does it devolve me? Does it bring me back to a lower base
Yeah.
self? And
I
then
like
you have to
that, yeah.
choose to not be around
And a lot
that
of women
energy,
don't
and it's
ask.
hard.
A lot of women don't ask themselves those questions.
We don't know.
We need to.
We don't always know
And-
or are
and
aware of ourselves.
I'm about to say
enough.
you're not self-aware. That's exactly what I was about to say, because you don't realize that heck, I reverted to who I was,
or never wanted to be.
me. And then it's like, oh, I don't have a voice. Like, where did my voice go? Like you said, I was this boisterous woman, and that's the reason. Like, you were attracted to me, and then now it's like we're together, and you
treat me like this.
You intimidate me.
You literally intentionally dimmed my life.
Yes. Yes. And so now
but I'm allowing you to.
Yeah, that part. It is like you said, do I want to have this conversation? Is it worth the headache? Is it worth us arguing? Because it won't be a conversation. It's going to be an argument.
And I'm going to tell you,
I think
a lot of times
after we finish.
With the relationships that were not good, you find yourself doing that same conversation, that same argument over and over again. And over.
Yeah. Nikki, you brought up something really good.
What's that?
There are a lot of women, when they go into the stage where they're going to find themselves, think that they need to be with someone to find that part of themselves. And that's not. And you really you don't have to have that person.
And him.
That's right.
And that's why I said what I said, because you can't find yourself in another man.
In another man, you cannot.
Or woman, whatever you choose.
Whatever.
Your life.
Right.
But you can't find yourself in another person. How could you? You're not spending time alone with yourself to know exactly. You're not asking yourself those hard questions. What do I want? What do I want from me first and foremost?
Yeah.
Before you can say what you expect or want from a spouse.
Yeah, what are my expectations? What are my boundaries? What
Oh, I got a good one for this. So, at the bottom of the peak of my singleness, when I had done the kind of alone thing and kind of just distanced myself even from some of my close friend connections, just to really have some time to clear my head. And like, my last relationship was a little traumatic at the end, right? So it really had me questioning a lot of things about myself. I took away from that positive things, right, and learned to grow out of it. But, and I lost my train of thought. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no.
I was into it.
I was like, oh, I can't let go.
I remember. Okay.
Let me hear this.
No, I remember. So, towards the end of that, when I really started dating, because I never really had dating experiences, healthy dating experiences. So when I started dating, actually just going out, getting to know people, one of the things that the guys always like to ask, which I think is really rude, why are you single?
Oh.
Wait. But my response was, because I can't provide what I require.
Give me some.
Come on, I'll take that.
Yes.
Definitely take that. Yes.
Boom.
That was really good.
I can't provide what I require. And nothing about that is monetary or financial.
Yeah. It's all here and here. Yeah, I get that. So ladies, let me tell you something.
No.
We have
right?
I need an icebreaker. So we're gonna do an icebreaker, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna do a thing called mystery shots.
Oh goodness.
Where our lovely producer, Michelle.
I didn't know I came here to get fucked up.
So Michelle, she asked 5 trivia questions. We all answer. Whoever gets it wrong has to choose a shot from over there. We don't know what's in those glasses.
Okay.
But if you get it wrong, it may be orange juice, it may be water, it may be tequila, it may be vodka, it may be whatever. Absolutely not. Be strong, woman.
That's rude.
So y'all gonna have us on here with the ugly face.
That is rude.
Hey, get the questions right.
One eye open,
get
one eye
the
closed.
questions right.
What part say
questions right?
I'm
Don't
good at trivia.
Put your brains on.
Okay, turn them on.
I know a little bit about a lot of things.
Hello.
Okay.
All right, ladies. In the theme of Date 'em All, sis, these trivia questions kind of deal with that. So we're going to start with number 1. Which actress, celebrity has dated the most? A. Kim Kardashian. B. Lori Harvey. C. Little Kim. Or D. Amber Rose.
All of because they done ran through some meetings.
Amber Rose, B.
I'm gonna say
she said B. You said who is B?
B.
B is Lori Harvey.
Lori Harvey.
Oh,
I want to say her, but I'm gonna say Kim Kardashian.
I'm gonna say Kim Kardashian as well. A.
So we got Kim, Lori, and
Amber.
Amber, and the correct answer is Amber Rose.
Damn,
She has
I'm
dated
glad
a
you
lot.
got that right.
So ladies,
I'll hand you one. Pick a color.
Oh, yellow.
What is this yellow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that
Because it
was
look
green.
green. It look green to me.
No, that one is green.
Okay, go on, get your shot, ma'am.
Yay.
This cheers. We all got to cheers. And then when you cheers, this is
Tap the
tradition.
table.
Tap the
Yeah,
table,
gotta tap.
honey.
Water.
Water.
I got tequila.
okay, ladies.
Miss Carmen, get them all
All
right.
right, I'm trying to get them all right.
Okay.
Number 2. What? Sorry, guys. Got my.
Come on, Michelle, get it together.
What's the best advice according to therapists when it comes to dating? A. Open communication. B. Dress professionally. C. Give your date compliments. D. Build strong connections and prioritize kindness over the spark.
A.
E.
A.
Give them head.
High five, lady. You got that one right. You got that right.
Oh Lord.
Miss Carter said, "Oh Lord." I'm gonna say A. Open communication.
I'm going to say A as
I'm
well.
gonna say A
Open
as well. Open
communication.
communication.
Hey.
A.
A.
Everybody drink. It's D.
I
Build strong connections
Connections
and
and-
prioritize
Oh,
kindness
Lord.
over
my
the
goodness.
spark.
Water.
How can you do that without
We don't know.
communication?
I'm gonna take.
How can you build a strong connection without communication?
I take
know.
the.
Drink.
That's, you know what?
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
According
I don't
to the
know.
therapist, that was the answer.
The therapist is wrong.
Okay. With some, how we
cheers.
do it?
Everybody
With
cheers.
two
And then you gotta tap it on the table.
Ah, shit.
Number 3 will be a little easier. True or false? True or false?
I got water.
What was that?
Yeah, that one.
That was.
I'm sorry, I need to fix my face.
Oh, they got
I
that.
forgot I was on camera.
They got all my ugly faces. That wasn't even remotely
That
good.
was definitely tequila.
Okay.
I'm
All
not a tequila
right,
girl.
3's gonna be a little easier. True or false, ladies? According to CNBC, almost 1/3, 30%, believe that you need to go on 2 dates a week. True or false?
Date them all, sis.
Date them all, sis.
I say true.
Almost
True.
1/3 believe you should go on at least 2 dates a week.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's
According to
true.
CNBC.
True.
I'm gonna say true, but don't nobody got time
Everybody
for
got
that.
it
We
right.
Everybody got it right.
I ain't have to drink.
All right, moving on to number 4. According to the AI overview, which one do you think is listed as the top date ideal? A cozy movie night. B, coffee and conversation. C, a romantic dinner. D, a comedy show.
D.
And this is our own personal thing?
No, according to
Okay, read it one more time.
According to AI, when you Google
Yeah.
and ask this question, this is according to AI
Okay.
overview.
Okay.
Which one do you think they listed as the top date ideal?
D.
A, cozy movie night. B, coffee and conversation. C, romantic dinner. Or D, a comedy show.
B.
B.
Coffee and conversation.
Coffee and
Hey,
conversation.
that's what I want to say too. Coffee
Coffee and
conversation.
conversation.
I'm gonna stick with D.
D, comedy show.
Coffee conversation.
Coffee and conversation.
And the answer is C, romantic dinner. Everyone
Wow.
Really?
How are you having
A romantic
with your
dinner?
mouth full of food?
I mean, how could you get to know?
This
Well,
roll
we're
is
different
good.
now. But back
You know those
in the
nice
day,
steak
back in the
houses.
day, yeah, you know.
I get it.
He wined,
But
you
I
know
thought
how the women
AI
be like,
would be
he
smarter
wined and
than that.
dined.
Yeah, I can't get to know you.
Yeah.
I mean, romantic is. I feel like it's giving too much. Like I gotta get. Like if I'm getting to know you first date type, let's go. You don't have to be coffee, but let's go have a drink, sit down, talk.
To
It's
me, I
not
would
too
do
intimate.
coffee and conversation.
Yeah, it's not too
Let's get a
intimate.
phone call.
It's,
But remember,
yeah,
ladies,
it's
this is
relaxed.
the top. So all those are right answers, but this is the
top one. Okay.
Tell him.
That's why we brought it.
I had a guy who told me once that he learns what type of women they are by watching them eat. I had a guy tell me that.
I can see that. Kind of feels that way.
Yeah, just pay attention to how they eat. If they, use a napkin, if they, they're showing manners, or if they just got juice hanging out.
I don't have to work on
Cheers.
That's good.
Cheers.
We getting the next one right.
Y'all getting Y'all getting the last one right.
We suck at this.
Ooh.
Finally, water.
Ooh, I didn't get that.
That wasn't water.
What you got? You got tequila? I finally got water. I've been drinking since we started playing the game.
All right, ladies. So last question, and this is a good one. According to Google, how many dates does it take until you sleep with someone?
According
What
to Google,
do you think the answer is?
Is it multiple
I
choice?
hate you so bad.
Yeah, it can be A, first date, B, first week, C, 3 dates, D, 4 weeks.
Google says 3 dates. C.
Google says
3 days.
Google says B. What is B? I don't
First
know.
week?
Yeah, first week.
I'm gonna go with. You said 3 dates. Google gonna say 3 dates. I feel like
I'm
that's
gonna
typical.
4 weeks.
And the answer is 3 days.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
typical. Yeah,
Yes,
The question was, what does Google say?
yeah.
And I'm like, Google's gonna
Right.
say 3 days.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a certain amount.
I'm
Yeah.
not with Google.
Yeah.
Now, if you like, you can share your number too. Y'all
When
wanna
I
be
feel like
transparent.
I mean,
When I feel like it.
if the bag is bad,
Are we going on a date? I mean,
Yeah, that
that
part.
just depends.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
How many
Beyonce-
days does it take until you sleep with one?
Cheers, Miss
Someone.
Carmen.
I mean, if the
Finally, I
vibe is
got
there,
water.
I can't. I'm not. Again, I don't go with. Oh, it's just standard for me to sleep.
Are we
Like,
allowed to
wait for
change
3
ours?
days.
You-
No, ma'am, drink what you picked up.
No.
Because I've been drinking since I started.
Okay.
What you got, Miss Girl? What you
There is a
I thought
fine
this was alcohol,
line.
but this is like wine.
got? Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't the best.
There's a
It's
fine
different.
line and a certain amount of maturity, emotional intelligence that it takes to be able to move freely in a way that says, like, there's not a standard one way or the other for that, and it's not because there are no morals or no standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's what I feel.
Yeah.
If I feel like we met at the library, right,
Mhm.
and our energy is there,
Yes.
Then
do
that
we have to go on a date?
Thank you. That is
Not
our
if that's
date.
what.
It's the
Yeah.
it's the
It's
chemistry.
the organicness
It's the
of it.
organic chemistry.
Not if
because-
that's not what happens.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
we had sex before we ever went on a date.
Hello.
That's why I
because
said.
I have been in a situation
It's
like
been a
that.
year, so
Okay, so question, ladies. You know how they say men see a woman and they know immediately if they're gonna sleep with her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all have that same thing? Like,
Of
man,
course.
You know what I mean? Like, I
women
would take
have
you
that.
down.
Every woman has that, like, ooh, I can already
Or
see
do
us
you
in
have? Yeah, because
So-
I have had relationships where I'm like, man, I'll take him down like right now. And I have had relationships like, oh, he's okay. Let me work to get myself to
Really?
that part. Yeah.
So when I was practicing dating, right, I was trying to be more open. So there were a couple of guys that were not necessarily like the go-to type of guy, right?
Mhm.
But they were people that I had already interacted with and kind of connected with, and they were cool guys.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, well, let me just get to know him a little better and spend some
Case
time
in
with
point.
him,
Mhm.
and maybe I'll just get to like him
Yeah.
more,
Mhm.
and we'll grow closer
Yeah.
in that way,
Well, yes,
naturally.
exactly.
Yeah, that shit don't work.
I
Now,
cannot. Work
everything comes down to self-awareness and discernment, right?
Yep.
I also do not listen to the butterflies.
Right.
I won't say I don't listen to
They'll
them.
get you in
I
trouble.
don't let the
They
butterflies
get you
guide
wrong
me.
every time.
I
They get you in
pay
trouble,
attention
really.
to them. I'm aware of them, but I don't let them guide me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
But they're important.
Yes.
Right? The
If you know
butterflies.
you got 'em. Yeah.
Right, like the butterflies with the right connection and the right person never go away.
Go away. Yes.
And do you
Right?
know? I mean,
Never go away.
some women know, or as they mature, your femininity will come out when you're around that right one.
Absolutely.
You
Ooh.
get to wiggling them arms
I
and
have-
like, hey,
it's
like,
the blushing.
yeah, the blushing, like,
Yes.
hey,
It's the
you
thing, like,
yeah.
like
like,
yes.
what's up?
Because when you want to, when you put somebody somebody you just like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, let's get to know you, just regular, like,
whatever, man.
Yeah. But if you with that one, you're like, oh, don't look at me.
Like, stop.
You be
Don't do
super
that.
feminine. I know I'm not super feminine. Like, I may look like I am, but I'm a whole nigga. Because I am.
Yeah.
So you do have those ones that just brings out that softer side.
Mhm.
That part. You
Yeah.
want to be soft for them.
Yes.
And you know, when you want to be soft for somebody, that's when you know he might be the one.
Yeah.
Because I want to
Until you do
be
something stupid.
in my feminine
Okay,
energy.
I'm play devil's advocate.
Okay. Of
Because on
course.
one hand, I agree.
Okay.
I will say on a level of that, I agree. Right? I don't agree wholeheartedly because I think you should already want to be that for yourself.
Oh, that part.
So-
You're right.
So yes, it's true
Mhm.
that the right man
Okay.
will complement that and help bring that out of you more.
For sure.
But you have to already be on that path for yourself.
For yourself.
Okay, I can
You
agree.
can't be wanting to change and be that way for that man. And in my opinion, if you're saying that you were not at all like that before and he just brings that out of you, that's your representative for that period of
No.
time.
Okay.
And you're-
Honestly,
and you're not going to be able
You
to
know
sustain
what?
that.
I guess I said it wrong because you're right about that. Because don't nobody bring nothing out of you that wasn't
That's already in
It's
you.
already there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was about to say, it's just, I feel like, with that, I agree and I don't, because with that, like I said, you can be a certain way with somebody that you just like, oh, let me just kind of try to
See
get
what's
to
going
know
on.
him. And you just kind of regular, but what, like you said, pay attention to those butterflies. Like I said, I'm a whole nigga. But if I have a man that's like a man, like, and you, that masculine energy just make you kind of, soften up.
It makes
be like,
that,
oh, let me
it makes
sit
that-
down for
it
a
makes that
minute.
wall wiggle.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like I
bridge.
can be a woman.
Yeah, I can be a
now.
woman
can
because you have so
Yes,
many men.
Yes.
So many men that are so insecure, so possessive.
Yeah.
So you just looking at that nigga, it's just like, dude, calm down, relax, like, you know what I mean?
That's why you find you want to be like, so what you think about that one?
No, that's why you found
Hey,
hello.
that's what I got.
And
Me,
then,
him do that all the time.
Cause then I'll be like, oh, man, you look at her ass.
Yeah, I'll be
shit,
like, babe, you
then-
see how fat that ass was?
Like,
She said, hell
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about one that picks out niggas
Yeah.
for you. So is that one? Is he your type? So what do you think about him? Like,
He
But
do
that's-
that. Fred
is he
do that
somebody
too.
you might
Fred
want?
be doing
But that all
that.
leads into the
If that's what you want to
that's
do.
the security.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got
Like
it.
I
that's
know
the
that's
security
fine.
of
This
the
coming over here. This coming over here like absolutely not. No, we're not doing that.
We won't be doing that at all.
Like, what?
But that's what I mean in the man being the man and being secure. Because
Exactly.
and that's what makes me bring out a little bit more of, man,
He making
You
me
gon-
feel
you
like
a
I
lead-
can
like,
be a
yeah.
woman
Makes you
and
feel
be
safe.
feminine.
you're a leader.
Yes,
Yes,
safety.
That's the word.
Safety.
That's the word
Like,
there.
yeah, okay, so you really just gonna, I feel comfortable enough standing beside you and allowing for you to lead me.
Yeah.
So now, because a lot of us as women, I'm not just black women, but women in general, we are single mothers, and we have to be hard.
I don't have them kind of problems.
I do,
But
but you
anyway.
have to be hard. You have to. You're raising kids, so you're the provider.
I don't either.
You're the
You're the
homemaker.
example.
Like I mean, but at one point you was.
I did.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
You
I'm
had-
not kids at all.
And
I'm not
then-
disparaging you, the
and-
single
but
mother or
that
mom.
makes you kind of lean more into that heart space. You know what I mean?
You got to
And
be.
so when
especially
you find
you're-
a man who's like, no, babe, don't worry about it. I got this.
it's
like,
sexy.
Oh, you
too.
say this?
Oh.
Oh, you say
Okay.
what?
I'm
But-
so used to doing it by myself.
Yes.
I'm turned on
Oh,
now
it's
because
yeah,
I don't
yes.
have
hands
to do
on,
it.
and at the same time, it's hard. I'm still adjusting to
That-
sitting in the car and waiting for the door to be open.
Oh,
Right.
that part.
Yeah.
Like we could have
Yeah.
been inside.
It's the no, I got it.
Yeah.
It's the I got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
let me get. I'm already right here. The door handle is here. I might as well open it.
That door,
Nah, but
that door
you
was
really-
kind of heavy, wasn't it?
When you get that man that just want to do all that for you,
But
honey,
exactly,
You let
and
him.
organically and naturally, I shouldn't have to say you ain't gonna open my door for me.
Exactly.
Because if
No,
I have to
'cause
say
I'm not
it,
saying
if
it,
I have to
I'm-
say it, or
You're
if I
not the
have
man,
to,
you're not the
if I
man
have
to
to,
do it.
if I have to wait and wait on you, and you don't walk, you don't realize I'm not out the car
already
yet.
at the door,
a
already
problem.
in the building. Like, where'd she go? Nigga, I'm still in the car waiting on you to open my door.
We're
Because my
probably not going
8-year-old,
out again.
because my
Yeah.
8-year-old knows I'm not opening up a door. He's gonna open up the door.
That's
for
how
me
you
and
teach
his-
them. That's how you teach them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on that, what do you guys think about the role of mothers as far as the sons and what they end up viewing as the right way to date or to treat women?
I said this a little bit earlier. My mom raised my brother, and when I say she raised an amazing man, wholeheartedly, it takes, honestly, I just feel like it's kind of a balance. I have a 17-year-old, and I was young when I had him. I feel like I didn't instill the things I needed to instill because I was too busy trying to make up for the lack of his
trying
dad
to be mama and
not
daddy at
being
the same
there.
time.
So a lot of the stuff I didn't instill in him. So like now he like, oh. We had a whole conversation. No. We had a whole conversation. Well, why I gotta take out the trash all the time? How come y'all can't do it? And why is it a man's job and a woman's job?
But if the daddy was there.
But again, it's not, listen, I agree if the dad was there, but I blame me because like I said, I did that. That was on, I know, I didn't show him. You can't blame yourself. No, I'm telling you, because guess what? If dad was there, he would have shown him or whatever. But I blame me because like I said. You didn't have
time to, because you had to worry about everything
It's not that I didn't have time. It's that, again, I was trying to be mom and dad and make up for the lack of. So I didn't enforce for you to take the trash out. I didn't enforce for you to go and pick up your room. Don't beat yourself up. Mommy was picking the room up. Mommy was taking the trash out. Mommy was doing everything because, man, your daddy said he's going to come get you. You looking forward to him coming to get you, and he ain't come get you. So now I have to make up for the lack of. And that was a lesson with my 19-year-old and with my 17-year-old that I learned. And so now with my 9-year-old and my 8-year-old, I know better. And I'm raising a son who knows to open the door. A son who doesn't mind any
very
woman.
Respectful. I'm gonna tell y'all.
A son who takes out the trash. A son who will say, respectful. "Mommy, your feet hurt." I said, "Oh, mommy, tired. Had a long day." He'll come in. He'll rub my feet. He'll come in. "Mommy, you thirsty? You want some water?" He'll come in and give me a drink because I'm instilling in him that men, this is what a gentleman does. And I'm kind of at a crossroad with my 17-year-old tugging like, a woman don't want a man who's not going to get up and do this. A woman doesn't want a man who's not going to, you need to know how to cook for yourself, clean behind yourself, take care of home, fix something, pick up a heavy box, because he's just like, you got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, seriously. And sometimes he's better than other times, but
you can tell the age difference. Like, you can tell how she had to raise the older one versus at a young age versus now she know how to be a parent. The younger one, he's different. They're both different because she wasn't able to instill that in the older one.
And then too with that, there is not, I haven't found in Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, Audible, nothing, a book on how you need to raise your child.
Nothing.
It's not there.
There's no book. And it shouldn't be no book. You gotta go with the flow.
You got different personalities.
Each child is different.
Each child is different, and so the fact that you have the wherewithal and the knowledge to instill in your child that this is what you do with a lady. That brings out your value in them on how they should treat another female. I'm with you. My son, he is 32-year-old, and whoever gets him, they got a good one.
Gonna be a lucky woman.
She's gonna be a lucky woman because I instilled that. Mama, don't open that door. He will come out, Mama. You go sit down. I got the groceries out of the car. Mama, I'm gonna go put gas in the car. That tire in the back low. Did you know it was low? Don't be rolling around here on no tire like that because
to be a protector.
Yes. I love
it. That that puts a smile on faces. As a mother, it's like,
it makes you feel so
you are a good mom. You did a good job. Oh, I will cry. But
you gotta do this. What you gotta do?
You pat yourself on the back because you instill that, you have that within yourself. The value of you as a woman. This is what you expect because you never the word says, don't let your good deeds be spoken ill of. So that falls over into the life of your children, how you have relationships with other people. I'm good to you. and I teach you good things. So that's going to spill over in your relationships. You know, the good that you do for other people, that'll spill up. That will show. What comes out of you will show. I'm sorry.
Don't ever apologize for saying I'm sorry for saying the word.
Okay, all right. I'm
Right.
speaking the word. Okay, all right. Okay.
We believe in the word over here.
Okay, all right.
She's like, I'm sorry, but
It's welcome.
no, you're not sorry.
Right, you ain't
Okay.
around that group of people because
All
you
right, but yeah, that
True.
installation in your children and even in your relationship, that will come out. Your goodness will come out of you, and if they see it, then they show it comes back.
Yeah,
If they don't, then that you
Then
see
it-
what
yeah.
kind of person that particular
And
you know
what's
one is.
crazy? My son again 17, so he's dating. And when I say he treats his woman
Yes.
amazingly, and I love that for me because even though you
'Cause you
treat
taught
me
him well, you feel like
the
you
way
taught
you
him
treat
Taught
me,
him well.
when I say he'll open the door, birthday, and I'm not saying that you have to shower, you know, women, but he knows because he's older, so he watches his mother date. Even my 19-year-old, like, Mom, man, you da. But he does that. He goes out the way. He makes sure you're okay, and he is a little a-hole, a little bit like his mama, but that's a whole nother story. But he's a gentleman. He's a true gentleman to his women.
And none of
that's all I
that,
ask
none
for.
of those values are monetary.
Yes.
Just the nice gestures,
Yes.
good gestures. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's it.
we ain't even left the house to go to the restaurant, or you know even talked about dating. I'm just good to you. You know, I'm just showing you a
Genuine,
good person.
yes.
The genuine, the you know the
It's not even
freedom.
that you showing nobody
Yeah.
nothing. You're
Yeah.
just being
That's
you.
who you
You're
are.
being
Freedom.
freedom.
That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Like,
you
no, I'm not
being
showing
you.
nothing. This is who I am.
That's who I
And
am.
Greg had to learn that when he first met me. He like,
Yes.
am I being pranked? Why is she this good to
Yes.
me? No, nigga, this is who I am.
This is who I am.
Yeah, and then you have a lot of men like dating. You just doing this because it's me. No, I don't. Honestly, I can care less whether you hear or not. This is who I am. Like I'm a natural caregiver. I love to bake. I love to cook. So if we're talking and we're in this kind of vibe, I'm like, well, I'm cooking. You want to play?
You gotta come get
Yeah.
some food.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
It's not because no.
She said,
When I
He said, you know what I mean?
If I invite you for a play, we go together.
say no, and that's the thing. You know what I don't do?
We dating
As
now.
a single, no one is ever invited to my house because I have 4
She got
kids
kids.
at home.
Yeah.
You can't pick me up for a date or anything.
Right. Right.
I'll meet
To
you.
meet you. At
Let me be more specific. If I specifically cook for you, we go together.
Real bad.
If I specifically cook for you,
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not cooking
or
for
will
you. I'm
entertain
just
you
cooking
being
in general.
like, hey, can you make
Yeah.
such and such and such? I mean, I would really love if
Yeah.
you would just, if you could, you know, if you had time.
And see, that's
If
different.
you would just make, if I entertain that bullshit,
we
please
gonna go
know
to
how
bed.
you need to proceed with how you interact with me.
And but see, that's the thing. I have 4 kids, so it's not like, oh, you want me to cook for you? I'm like, oh, well, I'm over here cooking. Then that's different. Like you want, I mean, you want to play. I can bring you a plate if you want to play. But it ain't no, you hungry, babe? Have you ate what you ate? Yeah, no, because
If you're not my man, my man,
you
my
gonna get real
man.
bad from cooking for you.
If you're not my man, my man, my man.
Okay, ladies, listen,
Yes.
listen. We have drawn. I swear to God, this whole conversation has been great. All y'all different opinions, especially you, Ms. Carmen, because I didn't know you felt some of the things that you said just now.
Yes.
So I love it. But we're gonna have to wrap it up. Okay.
Okay.
So we have one more segment where we blast out small businesses, and I have a small business. This lady, she has been every trip me and my husband has ever taken. She's our travel agent, and she's the best. Like she sent us to the best places. She's the bomb. She gets you the lowest deals. Her name is Kim Richards. What's her info? It's Simply Ready Travel, and her number is 972-802-2669, and then you can find her on social media, Facebook, Simply Ready Travel. So shout out to Kim. She's a great, like, if y'all ever trying to travel, real talk,
Girls trip.
if y'all don't remember,
Yes.
what I just said, ask me. I'll give you her info because she's the bomb. And me and my husband love to travel, and she's always coming through for us. So shout out to Kim. And then now we are going to just wrap up the show. Okay, so you can reach us at our YouTube channel, TonightWeSip. And then the IG is tonight_we_sip. Facebook is TonightWeSip Podcast. And then our email is TonightWeSip@gmail.com. So please reach out to us if you want to be a sponsor, if you just want to, if you got any questions, if you want to be on the show, we doing all that. So please hit us up on an email and we will respond. Our producer will respond back as soon as you send it out to us. So just want to say thank everybody for listening. Thank you, ladies, for being on the show. I appreciate y'all. All right, deuces.